Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I believe you are joining us from different locations in Europe. I'm very excited to be here because today is a very important day. We are talking about quite a lot of topics, but I want you to really get your papers, get a cup of coffee wherever you are, and join us here. It's on a Sunday evening, and some of you are near in Europe. I think it's rainy, but it has been a very nice weather. But I believe that you can also have a very good time here with us. If you're at home, share. I can see we are online. We have a chat. We will be very excited to connect with you here because it's all about investment. I keep talking about how do we diaspora invest the best back at home? And the best way to do it is bringing up guests that are doing it and supporting us in this area, not only just the project, but also the whole impact behind it. And that's why we have today's guest, Mr. Perminus Kariuki, and he'll coming here right straight to you because we need to have this discussion. But before then, please invite each other. We are live on YouTube. We are also live on Facebook. I believe a Facebook, that is our page, and also on YouTube, which is Africa Women in Europe channel. And if you haven't subscribed with us, you can check on us on that platform and also subscribe so that you don't miss out on when we go live. So if I can see some way of doing it, the best thing to do, also let me know where you're listening us from, and I'll be grateful throughout this meeting if you could use the chat, ask your question as we are going on. Just feel like this is a place for us, diaspora, to discuss everything and anything really in terms of investment. Feel very comfortable with that. So I'm really looking forward to this discussion for today because this discussion is very important, and we have talked to you quite several times about it. And as you can see there, the topic is about to benefit the benefit of investment in a community setup, which is something that most of you can attest if you're a diaspora like me who have been here for so long. But before we get there and we get the topic straight, let me invite my guest here as we see who else is in here to make sure that we are all connected, and give you some time also to grab a cup of tea, and also get to know who we are here as we get to understand each other. So at the moment, let me give you a short, quick overview of a few things of who we are and what we do, and then get started immediately. Okay, I can see here we have some tech issue, but we'll get that sorted out in the meantime. But we will, before then, let me just get my guest. He can't wait to join us here because he's very excited about this particular topic, which actually, when I met you, I will use Mr. Kariuki to make it easier for some of us, the pronunciation of German accent. You might call you something that you're not. And I'm happy that you're here because we met some time back in just to show people a little bit of this relationship that we have. It started quite a long time during Netherlands at an event. And I have to say, I was impressed with the passion that you had to support the diaspora. And I remember I was hosting an event a day after and say, you know what, I also like what you do. So I'm going to sponsor your event and I'm going to come to your event. It was just instant. And I thought, this guy is not okay. The event was one day after, and before you know it, you appeared and you really gave a very powerful message to the people who are there. And this is why I look at it. It was an investment summit that was happening in Netherlands. It's all about investing because we need to invest. We really do a lot of work. But before we get to all those stories, introduce yourself. Let people get to know you who have not seen you. And I can see we are a little bit in the dark there. It look like all the light sunshine is here, and I know you're in Kenya. This is not true. It's a bit darker, but maybe you can come closer to the phone. People can see. I know Black Beauty is in there. We can see that. Yes, we also need to see the details. But introduce yourself as we figure it out how to sort that out. Welcome.
Let me change my sitting position. Maybe I'll be brighter.
Okay.
Is that brighter?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I think I was testing the lighting, but I'm okay now with who I am. So
Yes, go
great
ahead.
to be here. Thank you, Joy, for the great introduction. So yeah, it reminded me of where we met, and it's always a very refreshing moment. So my name is Perminus Kariuki. I happen to be the CEO of Nyota Njema Real Estate, and I'm happy to be hosted today by African women in Europe, together with led by Joy. This is a great opportunity for us to just brainstorm and see how can we further and diversify our mites, even as we think on investment, both in Kenya and in Africa. During the conference we met, I remember it was Invest in Africa conference held in Netherlands, The Hague, and this year I missed. It was happening this week. I had some commitment in Kenya, but I ran Nyota Njema Real Estate for the last 5.5 years, and I am happy to say that through it all, we have been able to serve more than 2,000 Kenyans across the globe, that is within the country, and also Kenyans living in diaspora. And today I'm going to be excited to hear from what is the expectation for those who are watching us tonight, and also what can I share, the short knowledge I have also been able to acquire. It's also good to note that besides running Nyota Njema Real Estate, I happen to also be an executive director with BNI. BNI is a Business Network International, an organization that is present in 76 countries. And I happen to be the executive director in charge of Nairobi South. We only have 3 regions in Kenya, so you have Nairobi South, Kiambu, and Nairobi North. And I happen to be the executive director for Nairobi South, where we are bringing together more than 500 business owners, helping each other change the way we do the world does business, and that is through networking and referrals. So that's what I do. So Joy, that's why maybe sometimes you look for me and you're not able to get me, because besides running the real estate company, I also happen to be running that other organization, which is also changing lives and changing nations, changing businesses in Kenya and in the world. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to an exciting interaction this evening.
Yes, and thanks for saying that, because we see you, we follow you quite a lot on Facebook in different parts, because I think you're also a speaker as well, and you
Yes,
motivate. And I think that's the catching point. I said, this guy, I think he knows what he wants, and he knows what our issue is, and he can articulate, because some people are just after one thing, just making money. But when we had that conversation, that's what I see with so many events. You're talking and just also empowering people in their area of business and how to
Mhm.
grow themselves, and also being in it is quite an issue. But one thing you said, and I remember we were in Netherlands, and I also you hear you saying it a lot.
Yes,
You
yes.
keep saying the best time to invest was yesterday. I think that
10 years
statement
ago.
to you. Why do you
Yes, yes.
think at the best time was actually we are running out of time? So why this statement?
Thank you very much, Joy, for that. And it reminds me, besides Nyota Njema, I also have Perminus Foundation, which is an independent company, and I have the Kikwetu Circle, which we have launched this month to make sure that people are able to save. I'll be speaking about that later. But this is my philosophy, that if you don't do something today, you'll most likely complain in the next few years to come. So that is why the tagline, the best time to invest was 10 years ago. Another best time to invest is now, because you only have 2 choices. After 10 years to come, either be saying, I wish I knew, or I'm proud I did it. And therefore, it is good not to have the wishes, because if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. And therefore, because they are not horses, let us not find ourselves in them, because we'll not be able to ride anything. So let's just do what is right when we have the opportunity and the energy. It's also good to note that we keep on changing our priorities, we keep on changing our jobs, we keep on changing our goals. But there's one thing that never changes. Your future will never change. It is going to happen. It is going to be eventual. So it is you to plan for it, so that you don't get caught unawares with the eventualities that will be happening that time. And lastly, joy, as time goes by, it is not waiting. Years are not waiting for any king. It is actually, you're getting old as time goes by. So there will be a time you don't have risk appetite, you don't have the energy to even do the work you're doing. And therefore, at that time, from where I come from, they say, The old will eat the young. So the old will eat the young. So that is what I mean by that statement. So it's good to prepare your old age when you have the strength today. Thank you.
Yeah, and I believe that because someone like me, time is running. I mean, I've been here for 23 years now, and some of the things
Wow.
I got to know only toward the end. I wish I knew them a little bit earlier, And I'm happy
Mhm.
you're all coming with these ideas because investment is huge. Some of us, as we came from Kenya, and I believe because my audience is also from other countries, we believe the best way to invest is in lands, yeah, right? And we also have, that's the only way we were told, when you have a piece of land, you've reached there. But do you look at it beyond that? And because some of this, it's dead capital, right? And and how can you invest in those land? And I can tell you, some of us diaspora have a lot of lands and have a lot of wish to invest, but there's a lack of know-how. So what I like about the topic of today, because you really talk about the benefit of investing in a community setup. Could you walk
Yes.
us that journey? How did you come to that? Because I know you've been in UK, you've traveled, I think, all over now in the globe. I think
Yes.
US as well, if I'm not wrong. I saw you in UK, in
Yeah.
Scandinavia, and hopefully we see you in Denmark as well. So
Sure,
this
sure.
tell us, why is the community? Because this is something I'm very passionate about, and that's why we started Africa Women in Europe, because of bringing people together, like-minded, to help each other, communities. So what does that mean to you?
I'll start by saying the power of that the power that lies in Africa is very big, but we are always doubting ourselves. So today, allow me to speak like a Pan African because I believe I'm speaking to Kenyans and also Africans who are watching us from different countries. But this is the point: everybody is looking for the global South, that is Africa, from the US, from the European countries, from the West. Everybody, the East, everybody is looking for Africa. But there's something that has always not worked for us: the lack of oneness. We always think of everybody for themselves and God for us all. And it's a high time we start thinking about communities that can be able to raise a great transformation in Africa. So, as I speak tonight, I don't want to speak like one who is only thinking about myself, because I believe as we go along, we need to be having more of collaboration as opposed to competition. And therefore, from even the business owners, that is the community, the business community, it is the high time we start working together, synergizing with each other, so that we can focus in growing our African nation, growing Africa for Africa by Africa. And that is the only way we can be able to strengthen each other and get the best out of ourselves. That's number one. Number two, it's good also to note that when you join, we look at Africa at large, we have a lot of resources. One of the greatest resources is human capital. And this human capital is not only enough when we are working for others, but it's also good of realizing that if the human can come together, we can do a lot of transformation in our investment circles. So when called upon, we can be able to bring together people, and what looked like a mountain can end up becoming like a hill, because people come together and strengthen each other and create communities that can be able to provide solutions at the end of it all. So for me, my greatest motivation, and this is what I do, as you mentioned, I'm a keynote speaker. I am trying to challenge Kenyans. I'm trying to challenge Africans. It is the high time we start thinking of how can I hold your hand, Joy, and make you a better person tomorrow, so that instead of getting foreigners coming to take over our continent, we ourselves can be able to do it, and they become our subject, as opposed to be the vice versa. So in this case, communities can be created, one from the bigger perspective, where corporates come together, and if I don't have something and you have something and in the same market, I would rather give it to you as opposed to it going to somebody else, because either way, somebody else will have to provide that solution. Number two, when you come to the products that we are going to provide, are they going to create warmth that when you come after 25 years or 23 years in Germany, when you come back to Kenya, can you have a community with the people you have lived with in 23 years and have a community where you can be able you had muted me. Let me go back. So can we be able to get people can be able to create communities and have houses? If it is people in Germany, we have Kenyans in Germany living together, creating a village, creating a nested for themselves. is Kenyans living in London, can they create a village for themselves so that they are able to have a longevity for them and for their children? Number three, it is good to note that your children, most of those who are in diaspora, don't want to come back to Africa. And that means you have to create a reason as to why they'll come back to Africa. This can only happen if you are creating communities in them so that when they come back, they are able to see my mom with her friends, they have an estate somewhere. I hope it's not my internet that is buffering. Am I still there?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let me continue then.
Yes.
So I'm saying we need to create communities that can inspire even the diasporians' children to come back to Africa and see their home where they originated from. And this can only be done when you have communities, when they say, I'm not going alone. I'm going with my peers. I'm going with my family. I'm going with my friends who we have been living with in Germany together, in Austria together, in Netherlands together. We are going to our village, our estate that has been created by our parents. I think that is the biggest legacy we can leave to our children. And therefore, number four is also the strength of community, of people coming together. You can do a big thing at the same time. How does this happen? You don't have to be here to supervise the projects, because every time there is one person from your community that is visiting the nation or the continent. So as they visit, they'll come and be your eye to see whether the project is going on as you expected. At the end of it all, we have created communities that will inspire hope that it can be done regardless of where one is working from. I'm looking at a time where the Kenyans living in Saudi, if we can be able to bring, most of them don't come often to Kenya. Can we create for them a nest it where they don't have to send money to their parents or their siblings, and then they end up not doing the project they were expecting? But because they're in a community, those who have the capacity to travel more often can be supervising on their behalf. And with trusted developers, that can be a game changer in the marketplace. And that is what I'm looking at, not only inspiring a few, but inspiring a whole generation of people looking to create communities that can inspire hope and inspire encouragement into the future generations as well. So Joy, I'm so passionate about this. Let me pause at that so that you can
and you have something to present to us. And I thought, you know what, you have summed it up, but you're going to break it down again for us, really in details. So there's a way, a structured way you've done that. But before we get to you, thank you everyone who's listening. We are on YouTube. We are also on our page, also on my own page on Facebook, YouTube, and I think we're also on X. Yes, I can see here we are live on X as well. Welcome everyone who's joining. Let us know where you're listening us from. I can see someone also from Kenya joining us. Thank you so much. Kuna Matata. Yeah, Hakuna Matata, but thank you for joining us. I also can see also from Netherlands, me see, Madam Kadowinja, our dear lady from Netherlands, very passionate lady, and also working with you very closely. Thank you for that. And anyone who joined, please share as much as possible wherever you are. And we are very excited. But before I make you join again, because you have a small presentation for us as well, let me play a small video here that you shared with me. And I thought it's maybe summarize up so that you can come and break down again what you are going to share with us, so people can start that. And in the meantime, guys, share with everyone out there, and let us also, don't be mean, because sharing information is something that is missing within our community. When you know something, you don't lose anything when you share with others. You actually gain, because the other person can share with you as well. So let's create the mindset of sharing information. It's so powerful, because it all come back to you. So share as well. And then as we continue here, and I show this clip here.
Nyota Njema. At Nyota Njema, we believe that land ownership should not be a complicated, expensive, and reserved for a select few. Since our founding in 2019, we have dedicated ourselves to solving the barriers that prevent individuals, groups, and businesses from investing in real estate. Today, I present to you our solutions that are bridging the gaps and making land ownership a reality for all. Number one, we have Legacy Reward product. Many businesses are struggling to find meaningful ways to reward and retain top talent. Legacy Rewards offers companies a structured way to provide land ownership as a tangible benefit to an employee, enhancing motivation, loyalty, and a long-term financial security. Number 2, diaspora elite. Kenyans in diaspora often face challenges of fraud and lack of trustworthy channels when investing back. Our diaspora elite ensures verified land ownership with legal transparency, fraud protection, virtual site visits, and a seamless online transactions. Number 3, Landoa product. Many couples and families postpone land investment, missing out on opportunities for stability and future planning. Landoa makes it easy for them to secure land with relationship-friendly, flexible payment plans, setting the foundation for home ownership and financial security. Number 4, chamas. Investment groups and chamas often face difficulties accessing structured and legally sound property investment opportunities. Chamas enables them to pool resources for high-value land acquisitions with structured financing and legal support to maximize return. Number 5, urgency. Many young professionals and entrepreneurs often assume that land investment is out of reach. Urgency breaks the barriers by providing affordable entry points, tech-driven solutions such as virtual tours and online transactions, and financial literacy support to build long-term wealth. We leverage on technology to make land investment simple and transparent. Our Njema mobile app provides easy access to property listing, financial documents, and investment tracking. Additionally, through the investment forums and training sessions, we equip our clients with knowledge to make informed real estate decisions. Why Njema? We are not just selling land. We are solving problems. We are unlocking the financial growth opportunities. Whether you're an individual, a business, or an investment group, we offer customized solutions that make land ownership achievable and stress-free. Join us in securing your future, building wealth, and making land ownership accessible to all with Njema Real Estate, where we light up your investment world.
Oh, wow. You had that quite compact, and I love what I'm hearing there. It's just not just throwing land and leaving us there. It's a lot in there. So I'll welcome you as we go through. Let me know when to put the presentation so that you can really now break down for us to understand. You're muted.
Thank you, Joy. And I think it's now the right time for you to share it so that I can give brief, because people are wondering, what is this Njema? But I should start by saying Njema is a real estate investment company which is based in Nairobi, Kenya. Njema is a Swahili word that means a good star. So we believe we are a good star in the market. And that's why we are not just selling land, but we are providing investment advisory, investment opportunities for those looking. So we have a structured organization, and that is where we have a board of directors, which I sit in as a CEO. And then we have Madam Moidera, who is our project and community planning, but also our operations director. We have our chairman of the board, who is actually the Dr. Nelson Kuria. And we have other 4 board members, Sam Kihara, who is the owner of Kimovers, Lilian Gashoki, who is also the founder and the CEO of Dream Credit Microfinance Bank in Kenya, and John Mwagi, a certified CPA. He's actually CPA, not Mr. I should remove that. And Josephine Jao. So she's also a HR consultant. So all these are the people who have helped us to structure organization in an organized way, because we realize that most companies fall for lack of organized structure. And I believe this is one of the things that have really helped us to grow. So going forward to the next page, we have been growing from one stage to another. Last year, 2024, we rebranded from the old school logo that we had to our customized logo. And later we were able to get a trademark. That is why our logo has an R. That means it is recognized and secured in the for trading. And actually, we have been given an investment trading logo trademark so that we can be able to try to practice investment and train across all the sectors in the investment sector. We are celebrating 5 years last year, And our future goal is to continue simplifying land investment for all, just through coming up with individualized customer experience services. So then next page is our investment products. As I said, we decided we will not be just selling land. We need to create investment products. We have 5 signature products which are tailored to provide solutions to every demographic across the different spectrum. So from the young to the old, from the employee to the business community, we provide all solutions for them. And therefore, our first investment product, it's called Legacy Land Reward. And this is, I start by a question. Did you know that you spend at least 80 hours of your life working? And when you do the math, after putting all that time, you ask yourself, what do you truly take home? Because in most cases, we don't see that significance of how many hours we spend. 80,000 of our lifetime hours, we spend it working. Either this is at an average of 8 hours per day. There are times you work 2 shifts. There are times you work more hours. So that means you end up spending more than 100,000 hours. But when you retire, do you retire to retire or you retire to go and rest? You know, retiring to retire is retiring with TIRE to put on new tires in the TYRE. That is a very big possibility with most people because they don't have plan. So what Legacy Reward provides is ensuring that we prepare our teams for the future. Instead of just giving bonuses at the end of the year, can we provide that bonus instead of giving it in fluid cash? We give it as an investment deposit or an investment payment for a plot of land. That will not only benefit the individual worker or the individual team member, it also motivate those who are actually in their household. That is the children, the wife, or the husband, their children's children, and it gives them motivation even to work harder. Can you imagine if your staff was given a title by your company? The impact it would have, it means that this person will have increased productivity, there will be increased loyalty, but also increased motivation. And when this happens, you get more resources. Even the money you spend to give them the piece of land, it may be recovered within the same year or even shorter period than that. That means Legacy Land Rewards is a big opportunity for corporates looking to inspire their staff, and we are ready to explain it to them just the way it should be. But the second one, again, is another interesting one. It's called Landoa Investment Product. You can go next, Joy. Landoa Investment Product is just from three. I like it when my team says this has three words in one. That is land, kunandoa, and there is oa. So all these words have a different meaning in this word. And the reason we made it Landoa Investment Product is to ensure that we encourage couples to start investments together. Because when you start investment together as a couple, you motivate each other, you are able to cement your relationship. And more so, when you get married, everybody gets some extra money during the wedding. And when you get this extra money, most likely than not, you add an extra week for honeymoon. And then you come back to the status quo where you were before. So it means you have not benefited from the money that you are given in terms of gifts. How about if you put that money into a deposit for a shamba, and then together with your spouse, you start working on it? By the end of 1 year, you have gotten, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry for that. By the end of 1 year, you have gotten yourself a plot of land, and that will cement your investment discipline. So every anniversary, maybe every 5 years, you can be saying every 5 years you're going to be doing a plot. So for those who have already gotten married, again, you're encouraging them. Now you can have, besides the title deed, the certificate, the marriage certificate that you have in your two names. Can you have a title deed in your two names and you see the difference in your love? And maybe the love might just change and drastically transform.
You know, we also have to remember, we also have a high percentage of single. Maybe you might come up with another one, but go ahead.
You can be rewarding yourself again as a single person and remember the days that you never got that man. Anyway, that's on line note. We'll discuss about it at some point. I know it is in my presentation. So again, imagine gifting your child and their spouse a piece of land. No, the same one before you go to Gen Z. Imagine gifting them just a gift during the wedding, instead of giving them a bed only or a chiondo for those who are Kenyans, you know what I mean? Can you give them a title deeds? And that will give them financial security, financial freedom, financial strength to realize that their parents believe in them. So what we call it, we say pata shamba jenga ndoa. That means get land and build your marriage. But then we have another one now. This one I'm going to address Joy because she has a Gen Z in her house. So this is after realizing we have a very increasing number of young generation, otherwise called Gen Z, otherwise called Gen Zs. So because we're in the business of building, and building in Kiswahili is called Gen Z, we have decided to bring this product called Gen Z. And most people always complain and say, I come from a poor background. Maybe I come from a humble background. We are telling them after 30, if they thought you came from a poor background, you are the background. If you have not worked on it, then you are going to be setting a background for another family, which will also be remaining complaining that they come from a poor background. So again, it's upon us. It is incumbent of us who are already older than that to encourage these guys to start investing. So what we tell them, we give them a 30,000 discount on any investment they do with us before they hit 30 years. And therefore, that encourages them to start inculcating a culture of investment when they are young. As they grow old, they have already adopted a culture of investing kidogo kidogo. So in that case, I believe that is a good inspiration for many young people who are looking to invest. And therefore, the birthday gift you can give to your 22nd year old, anyway, I'm just trying to harass somebody. It is an investment of a plot of land, and they will never forget you because they'll be able to remember second birthday. Now, going forward, they can start investing for themselves to have gifts for their own children. And therefore, we'll also be building them. When they now graduate from Gen Z, they join Mandoa, and therefore, if they're in diaspora, they join Diaspora Elite, and therefore, they keep on growing, and we grow the investment circle together. Number 4, it's called Diaspora Elite, which is what I've just mentioned lightly. Diaspora Elite is a product that is tailor-made to make sure that we inspire Kenyans in diaspora to invest together. Last year, we did 4.8 billion USD. That was around 657 billion Kenya shillings in terms of diaspora remittances to our country. The question is, where was this money going to? When I did my research, I realized most people are sending money for subsistence consumption, or what we call black tax. So they are sending to their mothers, to their siblings, and trying to support them. So we make them live a very good life here, but maybe you are still struggling to make the ends meet on the other side in your working country. So what are we trying to tell Kenyans in diaspora and also those other countries, members of other countries in their own diaspora? It is good to remember you can create villages. It doesn't mean because, Joy, you have people from Uganda, Rwanda, Zimbabwe in your circle, that now when you start you decide to create a village. We cannot create a village together with foreigners. We can make it happen by making sure that we provide a leasehold property for you, so that everybody, if you have already created a community for African women in Europe, they can have our estate in Anyuki, our estate in Naivasha, our estate in somewhere that they look at, and therefore you create cohesiveness. Now, because you have been meeting for the last maybe many years, and you'll be meeting for the other future years, your children know each other, and maybe you also know each other. You can create communities that can enhance that relationship to proceed and continue even long after some of you will have been gone. So because obviously all of us will not be there forever. We are not immortal. We are all mortal beings. So at some point we may end up leaving the world. The question is, what are you going to leave to your own children? Again, Diaspora Elite, we ensure that when you invest with us, we'll organize diaspora title handover ceremonies in your specific countries. I've done this in the UK, I've done it in UAE, that is Dubai, I've done it in Abu Dhabi, I've done it in Saudi Arabia, I've done it in Juba, and many other countries in Europe last year. And I'm going to start embark on another trip again this month so that we can continue doing what we have promised our customers to do. So to bridge this gap, Njema is offering transparency, and I'll be introducing to us our app, which has been a game changer, that you can be able to make your payment on the app, you can check your statement on the app, you can check whether the products you bought have also been oversold to somebody else. Next, and the last one, is our final product is called Chamas. Chamas is from an investment group, Kiswahili word in Kenya. It's called Chamas. It is Chamas is an investment product which we inspire women. You have skipped one, number 5. Go back. Next, go back. I think it is skipped from your slides, but I have it on my side. But let me explain and say, people have so many groups that they have formed, either for social purposes, either for cultural purposes, but also for investment purposes. What we are trying to encourage people is to ensure they invest together as a group. If you cannot be able to invest alone, you can invest as a group. You'll be contributing for each other end of the month, and therefore you can be buying a plot for each one of you every 1 month, or every 2 months you have somebody getting a plot. So what you do for us, you come and we lock for you an allocation, maybe 20 plots or 30 plots, and say these are going to be ours in the next 10 months or 12 months. So we lock it for you, and then you organize yourself to be paying it as a group, and that encourages accountability and inspiration from each other. So that when one doesn't have money this month, they can be inspired by the others to look for the money in lump sum the following month, so that everybody is able to get a project at the end of it. But let me move faster to say, what are the value propositions we offer? We ensure that every property you buy, especially for the Nanyuki and Diani, we give you a free architectural drawing so that you can inspire yourself and inspire others. So I've seen there are two slides that I've missed, so let me just skim them through, don't worry. So that is the one I'm sharing about the value proposition. We give you an architectural drawing for an A-frame holiday home, just to set a vision, so that you don't just buy a land without knowing what can I do with this land. Set a vision and somebody will buy it. Next is, we usually have site visits every Wednesday and every Saturdays. Yesterday we had a team in Nanyuki, another one was in Kikuyu, and therefore to ensure that people are able to see what are the investment, the locations of the investment, so that you don't buy here. We are so deliberate to make sure people feel comfortable in what they're investing in. Then again, if you had, we encourage prior confirmations for the site visits to ensure that we don't have somebody calling me at night, I want to go to the site tomorrow. Maybe the team has already organized and left. It's good to note that we are quite organized and we don't like impromptus. It is good to give us a notice at least 1 day before, so that you also plan in good time and don't disappoint you. Remember, we don't call it site visit. We call it a site experience. So for us to create the experience for you, we must also be ready to do the same. And ambushes may not be very, very good for us, because again, we may not be able to give you the experience you desire. So next is, there's a slide you can see is missed on CSR. We do corporate social responsibility, supporting kids in schools through Perminus Foundation. We support kids through scholarship, and also we have activities. We partner with other NGOs, especially those who are supporting children who are I don't want to say disabled. They are able differently. Yes, who are able differently. So our milestones so far, we have been able to get so many awards. If you come to our office, you see them at the display desk. So 2024, we got several awards. 2025 already, we have already started receiving awards. And you can go to the next slide now. At least we are together. We have been able to get quite a number of awards because of our outstanding performance. And more so, last year we got one because of even making the app, digitizing real estate and making people feel transparent when transacting in the land deals in Kenya. This is the app we have. I'm introducing it next. You can download it on Play Store or App Store from wherever you are, be it in the country, in Kenya, or any other part of the world. We have it accessible in all those countries. For it to be shortlisted or highlighted and listed by App Store and Play Store, it tells it has been verified for data protection and verified for security for all our customer database. Next is, as I always say, the best time to invest was 10 years ago. The other best time to invest is now. I don't know whether there is any question, but I have not seen the slide on my presentation on what are the products that we have, which I know you'll be asking me that after. But for now, that is my brief presentation. I hope I made it so brief for everybody to understand. Over to you, Joy.
Yes. That was quite a lot of information. I guess they're going to digest that, and there's quite information that I love. I like some of the topics you kept talking about, the Gen Z. That's true. I have my own 2 boys. They're already negotiating and saying what is their options for them in Kenya, of course, and start building that area. As you know, as parents, when you have a boy, you always have to think more than anyone else, because you need to say. But and it's true, because they belong both worlds, right? They can invest here and they can invest in Kenya. So I love the Gen Z option, because it also comes with also birthday present, birthday 18, 20, in Europe. to be honest with you, it's huger than in where you are, because what happen here, they also have this confirmation where it's almost like a wedding, and you're contributed a lot of money. So this is something that it's quite interesting to hear about that convention. So you've done your homework there to capture the Gen Z. And then we also have you mentioned the Landoa is very good. And I thank everyone who is joining, but feel free to ask your question on the chat. I'll be able to see them on this other side. So feel free to ask your questions on the chat, and I'll pick them up from here, from all that you've heard about the presentation. And even later, you can put it up, and we will be following up as well, because most of our listeners are, as you know, diasporans are quite busy working day and night, and that's something that is underestimated. But it's time that we give option. That's why we record this. It's also on YouTube, on Facebook to be recorded. You can always listen up on that. So about Chama, you mentioned about Chama. For me, I have my question as I wait for others to bring their question. So Chama it's normally some of you who are not from Kenya, or it's sort of like a community. Women used to be women together, but not anymore. Putting money together on a pot, or in real life, or in banks, and they share this every month or whatever season they have, and sometimes they leave a little bit for investments, right? And what I like in Kenya, you have already advanced it. It's also certification because of the trust. Normally there was no trust in there. So now there is trust in that. So there's that component of having it registered as well. And it's also recognized by the banks. So you're able to put your money there if there is need of that as well. So when you mentioned about Chama, my question was that, are you working with existing Chama, or you're going to start your own Chama? Because we also have existing, and those ones, each Chama, as you know, has its own wish and wants, right? So you're talking about the ones for buying the plot. So is it something you're going to start? Because I would be interested to know that if you said already existing ones, because you have both versions.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, the chamas we are speaking about here are existing chamas. We don't intend to start chamas ourselves, but should we inspire people to start, that will also be a good thing for us. So what we are doing, we have chamas that are already existing, be it women chamas, we have men groups, we have young people who have groups which they don't like being called chamas. So what we do, we meet with them. If they don't have a registration certificate, we encourage by giving them a guidelines on how they can get a registration certificate for a CBO, or maybe how they want it registered. And then from there, we are able to guide them into investment. Now, there are those who will say, for us, we don't want to register. We are 10 of us, we contribute, maybe we contribute 100 or 200 euros every month. So for that, we don't want to register. We want just to get a community which is together, have like 20 plots together, and we are going to be contributing on each other's capacity. But again, we'll be contributing some lump sums to support a deposit for one person. So assuming they are 10 and they're taking plots of 500,000 each in Kenya shillings, that means if they are to pay 25%, that is going to be around 125,000. So they may say for the next 10 months, they'll be contributing amount equivalent to 125,000 for everybody. But then over and above that, the member is expected to be paying a monthly installment of a certain amount, maybe 30,000 per month. So by the end of the year, they'll have paid 125,000 that is coming from the Chama's contribution. But again, they'll also be able to have raised from 30,000 over and above what they contribute to the Chama, 30,000 for 12 months. That will be an average of around 360. Plus the 125, already they have done 485,000. So that will have helped them to own a property in the same neighborhood without training, by making sure they are able to secure each other by the contribution they do as a Chama. So that is an encouragement we give to them. So if they don't have it registered in the Chama's name, they can also have it in the individual names, as opposed to having one title deed registered in 10 names. It is not worthwhile, and it doesn't make economic sense, in my view, to do a whole one plot registered 10 names, and it is not And there was an option of otherwise. That's why we are coming up with the options.
Okay, quite interesting. So that means it's an option that you can start one, because when you say they're chamas, I'm believing they're those ones in Kenya. I'm talking about the one in diaspora, yeah, because
Yes.
they start a lot of people coming together, but they are not really properly registered as friends. And this is something I noticed quite a lot, but it's an opportunity also for you to think about that in the near future. I'll be very.
Actually, it is actually, if you allow me to cut you short, the Chamas product is intertwined with the diaspora elite a lot. If you heard when I was speaking about the diaspora elite, creating estates, creating communities for diaspora, it's the same thing. So if you have not registered, you have not had it, but you're having a group of people in the same, maybe people living in Denmark, Copenhagen, they are living in the same neighborhood. They can decide to have a product for the Kenyans in Denmark. They may not have a formalized chama, but they can decide we'll communicate, we'll do it as a group. Remember, a chama is a group of people with same interest. So they'll be doing every month. So they can be asking, Joy, have you paid for yours? Perminus, have you paid for yours? It's a way of holding each other accountable. So those are the creations we'll be sharing even when I come over and see the opportunities that we have. And what is exciting about the current investment spectrum is now we can even accommodate the foreigners into the business through converting some of the properties into leasehold just for them. So we have foreigners, maybe foreigners in, I don't call them foreigners, but say Africans in Europe. Can they have something in Kenya together? African women in Europe, can they have something together? That's my thought.
Yeah, that's quite important, because our network is a lot, and I know one of my clients who is coming to invest in Kenya in property from is a diaspora still, but interested in investing in property, because this is an area that I think Kenya you have advanced quite much, and it's a very easy way for investments, and I think it's one of the leading platform for investment in properties. And so I'm happy to hear that and follow up. And also that answers one of the question here I can see from someone else asking about why Kenya, why not in Uganda? Why have you expanded or something like that in East Africa? But your products are only in Kenya, if I'm correct.
The truth is, we have to start somewhere, but we are not limited to the place. I am engaging with a few other people to explore other areas, other nations. Uganda being one of them. We have Kigali, that is in Rwanda, also being another one. Zambia is also very promising, and there are discussions happening. I don't want to preempt. So as and when these things come, just the way we are introducing the products, we'll still communicate. Because last year, if you remember, I was selling land. Now this year, I'm selling investment products. So next thing will be, where are the products and how can they apply? Because we are setting ourselves as our vision is actually to light up people's investment world across Africa. Inspiring customized investment products that can be able to inspire investments across the African continent. So we'll be getting there. We may not be everywhere today, but every day, a step at a time.
Wow, that's quite comprehensive. If you have any other question, guys, keep putting in there. I'll keep throwing mine as well, because I'm very interested to know. You've talked about a lot of the diaspora concept and investment, and also included a little bit of because I'm very passionate in area. Okay, I can see someone has asked a question. Let me give them a go ahead first. Yeah. Do you have plots where construction is in progress? Maybe that you can continue with that one before I send you my question.
Yes, we have in Kitengera. Our project in Kitengera, we already have 6 people who have built and 2 who are already ongoing with their construction. So yes, we do.
So that means it's not only land, as here they can already start constructing, and you have partners with very good construction. And I like one,
Yes.
despite this didn't show on this presentation, is the idea of starting how was it, those holiday homes, right?
Yes, the holiday homes, yes.
Yes, and the hut ones, very beautiful, cute holiday homes. You had construction, you can buy a land and you already have somebody who can work with you to develop your land, not just staying idle. That's what I like about it. And this can be done, as you said, with the chama and groups to make sure that they're able to do that on their end. So I hope that we have answered your question. So there is that part that we can also support. There's also my part is was more for, I know you have covered quite a lot for the diaspora integration and investor, but I also want to go to the soft part as well, and the challenges that you've had going around of the diaspora. Can you believe that's what brought this model? How do you deal, because this is a question I get a lot, with the loneliness in Europe? What is in that project to make that impact? Because I am coming in very deeper, because I know you do a lot of these social aspects. How do you support in this area the diaspora coming together and supporting, also bringing them together so that they can also meet and also enjoy the Kenyan atmosphere? And because it's something big, because we have seen a lot of people depressed, right? No, they can have money, they have all those properties, but they are not okay in terms of well-being. And some of them either go back or give up or even land to hospital. So what aspect is there for us? I know you're doing more in the country, but also we also need those aspects. But I want to hear a little bit. I know you do it. I know you do it, but I want to hear whether you're going to mention it.
Now you're putting me on the spot. But anyway, let's say whenever I come there, I try to bring Kenya, the Kenyan in me. You say you can remove the boy from the village, but you cannot remove the village from the boy. So in the same case, you can remove me from Kenya, but you can never remove the Kenyan in me. So whenever we do meet, we ensure that our meetings, we have some nyama chomas to make sure that people are feeling back home. We make the environment so friendly. It's not a monologue. I try to make sure that at least we engage. And whenever I come to visit Kenyans in diaspora, wherever I visited, I don't go selling. I give an investment advisory. And I have this statement: even if they don't invest from me, when they invest having made an informed decision. It's good to note that I'm also the spokesperson for real estate in Kenya. That means I have another hat that I carry. I need to inspire people, instill confidence, so that even if they're investing with other companies, they do the right due diligence to ensure that they stand. But more to that, we have fun. That is true. When there are Kenyans events like Kenyans in the park, I ensure I come and enjoy with them. We enjoy the buzichomas and spend the day together with them. And by the way, the only thing I don't allow is I don't agree to be sent things home. Anyway, that's on a light note. Kenyans love sending people with things home.
Or you bring it to us.
Or bring from Kenya. I don't want to be done like that girl who was in which country?
That's true.
Those things happen a lot. And anyway, that is on a light note. But we make ourselves real. I not come there as a CEO. I come in there as a salesperson, and we interact from the lowest level to ensure that even that household who is working somewhere in another country can be able to feel they are recognized and important. Then lastly, whenever you visit our country, Kenya, we take you through the site experience. And one of it, you are taken through a road trip and fed food from us. You can imagine that if you have not bought, you only ask you for 2K. If you buy, we deduct that 2K also from your plot, just to ensure you have some commitment. Because again, people can book. You bring a whole bus, then the following morning you don't have people. But then if you had paid the 2,000, the money will pay for the bus. That's just for managing the cost. But otherwise, we create environment. Hopefully this year we'll have our first diaspora dinner by Njema Real Estate for those customers we have from diaspora. So when you come during the so-called summer bunnies, please come and let's know, and we plan this dinner together. And in our office, we thank God because we have quite a good office where we can cook for you breakfast or lunch. So anytime you visit, you'll be given some entertainment there. Ideally, that's how we make you feel we are human. You're not transacting. And I'm looking forward to see you in Denmark next month. And and for those in the UK, I'll be there hopefully from 24th of this month. And I might stay until I leave Denmark. So I'm hoping to do a combined trip for UK and Europe. It's only that UK decided to have Brexit. I would have been moving very easily with the same visa. So I have to apply 2 visas for the different countries. That's on high note.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. But that's really important, because I wanted to put the aspect, because that's somewhere you support events. Like our event coming in Denmark, you support us in terms of sponsorship, and that way we are able to also create these spaces where people can come together and network and talk with their issues, build each other, learn ideas. And I'll be talking about shortly after this when I give you, as we close now, because it's almost 1 hour, to also tell you about the event you're having in Denmark, which is in Copenhagen, in actually exactly 1 month for now. So you have enough time to prepare yourself in terms of booking. And even Europe, as you know, Europe is very close. You can even take a car. Some of us here in Germany, you can cross over the sea. You're there, invite your friends, and it's happening on 7th of June. So we have very, very exciting. He will be there as well. Mr. Kariuki will be there to really interact with you and ask those questions, and also bring your ideas too. As I say, it's a place where you can work. It's a partnership ideas. You can come up with a proposal. I don't think you have considered this. You can also look at this aspect, right? And then I also want to encourage you, because this particular event we are going to have, and where you are coming in, very, very important, is about investments back at home. So it's not about buying just the land. I want you to go plant. The other day you heard about the Wambogo apple, who came here, and we helped them to get the machineries to add value for the apple. So this part of you knowing these ideas, and you have been here, you've learned, you also know what products are out you can make from value addition that are ready for the market. And starting from the farms, from the area you have, these are the investments and discussion we'll be having in not only having the land, and those who have land, what can you do on that land? And I'm telling you, people are doing great work, great, marvelous work. People are living in two countries. Can you imagine me? I come here 2 months, and I come to you, to Kenya, and partner with people there, and things are very transparent. What I like also, something back to Kenya, is that you can even open your business online, right? You can even get those KRA from eCitizen. Everything is digital, right? You don't need to go there in person. You also have the embassies which are opening up, and also very soon the diaspora also concept is also opening up those for diasporas as well. And I'm sure Perminus, you're also there to interact with the diaspora with different topics. And we're looking forward to that as well. So thank you so much for sharing all this information. And one last, I know your usual one last, that investing is what's here, that give us a big one. Why should, because I live in that, I'm trying not to say a lot of words in this here, but there is an emotional part that comes in. The world is changing, and some of us are foreigners, however much we stay in this land. We are foreigners, and I always say the ethnic minority, and it's matters of numbers. Who is more? You are the newcomer, so there will be always some issues, and sometimes they are overloading us, and it's good to know you have something else, right? You can always, and I think that's the beauty about it. You have we have an area, but you need to prepare it, because things are getting different in each country, right? You see in the US, you see us in Germany, things are getting really tense, and you better do that. So could you please encourage them in terms of investment? It doesn't matter what, but something that it's something that, and I have to say this because some people say, and my parents, please don't kill me and my sisters, yeah, this you better invest on somebody like who you gonna take to the court, yeah, than your relatives, eh? Those ones you can't. They will eat and swallow, and they say they deserve it, eh? But mine don't do. They are very clear cut. But I'm just telling you guys, invest in partnership with proper people and have paperwork signing. And you can follow up this thing. Once you sign, it's better to work with experts in areas. So I hand over to you. I needed to let that out in a way that
Umesema imekutoka.
nimesema imetoka.
So let me start by saying, you never asked me the products we have, the projects, but let me mention in passing. So we have projects in Nanyuki that is between an eighth and acres. That is, we have quite a number there, so we can be able to serve any kind of a customer. An eighth going for 30,000 Kenya shillings, an acre going for 2.4 million Kenya shillings. We have projects in Naivasha going between 600,000 Kenya shillings for a plot and around 4.8 million for an acre. We have properties in Diani, Tiwi, it's good, around 1.2 kilometers from the beach. That one is going for 1.1 from for a plot of land, 50 by 100. And then for an acre, it's going for 7.8. If you do 3.5 kilometers from the beach, we have plots going for 750. And therefore, an acre is going for around, I think, around 5.6 million. So it's good to compare all that. And then next we have Malindi, which we are selling only half acres and acres. Half acre going for 450, and an acre going for 750,000. It's good to note we also have Kikuyu Nachu. That is a project we started this year. It's going very fast and very well. It's next to, adjacent to the SGR, and also another one which is not next to the SGR. So that project is going for, the Kikuyu Nachu is going for 625,000 Kenya shillings for a plot. And then we have, we can be able to get an acre for you at again 4 million Kenya shillings. Then we have Kitengela, and we have Rero Greens, and we are hoping to do an estate in Juja. That is what we are working on behind the scenes. So as you can see, it's going to be a game changer in that location. Finally, we have 2 other new projects which have come on board. We have some projects that we have partnered with CIC Investment, and this project is next to Tatu City. It's going for 9 million for a quarter acre, not 50 by 100 for a quarter acre. It is ready to build. And if you see the neighborhood, you'll be able to realize there is a good deal for you to do that. There's 9 million all the way to 11 million for a quarter. And for half an acre, it's going for 22 million all the way to 25 million per acre. It's also good to note that we are working on a very refined project for those who are looking for executive living in Runda, which is going for a plot of a quarter. We only have 12 quarters, and they are going for 25 million each. So that is something I thought is good to mention even before I conclude. You can check on our website. Our website is one of the best in terms of even converting. Maybe you can try where you have seen the flag of UK. You can change, and not a flag down there. You have the dollars. You can change to you can click down there. You can click and change to euros. I don't know whether euros is there. Yeah, if you check euros, the whole website changes the prices to euros. It should change the prices when you go now to the individual projects. If you go to properties, check now, the prices should be reading in euros. Just for the sake of confirming, it should be reading in euros. If it is not, it must be worked on. Maybe click on it. We see whether it's going to work. Yeah, I hope it has converted. Yes, it's converting to dollars. Even euros, it works. So that is how much you earn in you need to pay for that property in dollars. And I think from there you can now convert also to euros. Just to make sure that we make it quite a tech savvy and encourage people. Then the last thing we also do on that website, all our projects, if you click like check the Nanyuki Crystal, you can be able to see, or even check Naivasha or Kikuyu. You can be able to check. Don't click the sold out. Go up to Kikuyu. There's something I want you to see. I cannot see there. Kikuyu. Yeah, just click more details on track side. If we check on it, there's a place. It should show you the go up. Up and yeah, like that. I want you to go down there. We have introduced virtual tours. You see, that is a virtual tour. You can be able to see the specific plot from the map on what you're buying. I hope that is a good game changer. Click on that. Just click on it. That one, yes. See more. There's a place there written. make it your own, create your own, something like that. You can be able to see the exact location of the plot, even the specific plot number that you are buying. It is there on the Google. We have a team of surveyors in-house who are working around to make sure that it's done, to ensure that there is transparency. You know, we don't have to hide where you're selling. You need to be able to see it on Google Maps from wherever you are. And therefore, through Google Earth, it will take you direct to where you are. Remember, the best time to invest was 10 years ago. The other best time to invest is now. And as I say, east or west, home is the best. There is Brexit, it happened, and the Europeans had to, and have now to get a visa to work in the UK. What about Africa exit? If it was to happen tomorrow, do you have an exit plan? Don't come back and start where you left. Come back to enjoy what you have been working on. Remember, love yourself before you love your neighbor, before you love your family. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was quite informative, and I've left the website there, www.nyotanjema.com. Very easy. It's very full content in there, very advanced. We can see you're very techy in there. We got the app as well, which is Nyota Njema app, which I believe. And you can also work on that as well. So there is quite opportunity there, and you can also reach out to them. Their contacts are also there. They are also, I see some of your team already on the chat. They are saying they have, yes, we do have Kitengela, Tattoo City project, yes, and so quite a lot of information there. If you have any question, put it in there. That the team will be following up on them, but reach out to them. The contact details are on their website. So I'm happy that this is something that you can already start. And as I said, it's look at the big picture. And I'm assuming also whatever you shared with us about Ujenzi, about Landoa, the Chama, all those information are also on the website. So they can also go and follow up with that. But we'll be catching up again also with another follow-up where you have reached so far, which projects was successful. We also like hearing feedbacks so that we can also encourage more people to continue supporting that. So thank you so much about that. And for our listeners, thank you for coming in. But before we close this, I would like to just give you a highlight what is coming up. Just a little bit highlight, give you a bit of taste what is coming in Denmark. I know you're already started to preparing your bookings, which is very good. I've seen some few people of you familiar faces. Last minute is not always nice. It's quite expensive. So we have 1 month. But let me give you a little bit of a taste what will be coming during our event.
Hey! Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. See me there, oh no, no. See me there, hey! Oh na na, oh. Oh na na. My lover, say, my lover, I say you never fail, you never fail, day by day, you're still the same, you're still the same, and you're.
The future of African trade and entrepreneurship is here. Join us at the ADAV Summit and Awards 2025 in Copenhagen, Denmark on June 7th, 2025. This is more than an event. It's a movement, a platform designed to connect, empower, and celebrate African women in trade, business, and innovation. Imagine a day filled with powerful keynotes, insightful panel discussions, and exclusive networking opportunities with global leaders. A space where ideas turn into action, partnerships are formed, and new business opportunities emerge. And the best part? You can be part of it. Early bird tickets are available now for just €80 until March 31st, 2025. Secure your spot today and be part of the conversation shaping Africa's economic future. Booking is easy. Get your ticket now on Eventbrite or contact your country representative to reserve your ticket. Make the most of your trip. Join the exclusive city tour in Copenhagen by contacting Denmark country representative Fina Don. For more details, visit our event website at www.africanwomenineurope.eu. Do not wait. This is your chance to connect, collaborate, and create impact. AU Summit Awards 2025, your gateway to growth, trade, and transformation. Book your ticket now.
As you all heard, this is your chance to connect, collaborate, and to network in around trade, how you can do businesses, hearing from the experts themselves. As you have heard, one of them, Nyota Njema, was here today. If you missed that, watch this from the beginning. It's on YouTube channel. It's also on the Facebook page of Awe. Listen to what our investors and other companies that are coming. I also want to thank also Diaspora Insurance is also supporting this as well, among others. Country representative, as I mentioned earlier, we have very strong country representative. If you are from any of these countries, Germany, we also have a country representative there who are going to give you the early bird ticket, which will be an advantage for you because it's closed now on Eventbrite. But you can get that. We have from the UK. We also have from the Switzerland, ladies there waiting for you to hear from you so that they can give you discount. You can also have hotel. We have discounted hotel. Netherlands, not forgotten. They're very, very powerful. Also Belgium, who was they were the last hosts in our last event, our summit in Brussels. That was last year, but one. And you should not be left out. So if you want to get the discount ticket, we also have hotel that has also discount for us. You can also connect. And if you want to tour Copenhagen, that's the opportunity too, is also on that opportunity. It's time to network, also to learn about country. We always say, when you stay in your own country, think that your mother is the best cook. Move to another country. We are here, we work so hard, and yet you have never gone to your neighboring country, Denmark, Norway, because you're very busy. This is also an opportunity for you to pay yourself as well. Give yourself a time out, learn something new, meet like-minded people, because this is going to be a compact. Don't forget, the event has also dinner, very gala dinner. Come dressed up, African outfit as usual, dress up. As you can see, the venue is glamorous. We are very excited to that because this was one of the glamorous venue we've ever had. So we are looking forward to dressing up and enjoying the moment. We work so hard. We invest, but we don't invest in ourselves. Come and then learn what else can you do in Africa apart from what you're normally doing. You can invest in other, even if from Ethiopia or Nigeria. You can decide, okay, maybe I can try something in Kenya. Maybe Kenyans can try something in Nigeria or Cameroon. We have very good ambassadors also coming in. From Burkina Faso, who has also confirmed who will be coming. So it's something that is bringing up quite a good community as the topic today, as to benefit, to also invest in a community setup. Community setup has to be built up, and only that is only when you appear and turn up. And that time you can also be able to absorb community information. So thank you so much for those who have joined us today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Denmark. Book your ticket early and let's have a good time. Yes, let's have fun, guys, as well. It's also part of the package. Thank you so much and see you next time. And thank you so much for our guest who was here for giving us our time. So I'll give you a short video about the Diaspora Insurance, what it means for supporting us as we close. Thank you so much. And I wish you a good week ahead of you and a lot of sunshine. Yes, it's summer. Bye-bye for now.
Are you or someone you know part of the African diaspora? Planning for the future is crucial, especially when it comes to safeguarding your loved ones. Too often, we see families turn to GoFundMe for support during difficult times, only to face delays, fees, and uncertainty. But there's a better solution. Introducing the Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, designed specifically for Africans living abroad. With this plan, you'll receive cash within 24 hours of a valid claim, no hassle. Plus, applying is easy, and everyone is guaranteed acceptance. Here's why this plan stands out. Worldwide coverage. No matter where you are, you're protected. Up to 20,000 US dollars or pounds or euros coverage per life, providing substantial financial security for your loved ones. Stress-free process. Get a free quote today and make sure your family is financially secure no matter what. Don't wait until it's too late or struggle with crowdfunding campaigns that may not deliver when needed most. Take the proactive step and secure your peace of mind. Get your free quote now. It's quick, easy, and guaranteed.
Hi, my name is Linda, and I'm the niece of the auntie that we celebrated today and celebrated her life. I'm here today, and we've had the funeral with Diaspora Insurance, who have been really hands-on with the whole situation. What makes them really special is that they give you the cash to be able to plan your funeral and to plan the whole process. So you as a family can pick, and family and friends can pick how you want the funeral to be, how you want it to look, what you want the money to be spent on, and also just make it your own and make it the person you're celebrating's funeral and make it their own. So I think it's really special that they give you that, and the turnaround time is what makes it even better, because with these situations it's hard to really sit on it for a while. So it's nice to know that a company or there's someone there who can just kind of sort out all the things, and that can make sure everything is happening quickly as well, so that all the burials and everything happen on time. So the company really makes sure that you're supported and don't have to think of any of the technical things when it comes to sorting out a funeral, and making sure that it's the way you want it to be as well.
Funeral cover for less than a cup of coffee. Peace of mind is not as expensive as you may think. For just one day, you can forego your cup of coffee for your monthly Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan cover. To find out how much premium you would pay, get a quote today. Visit www.diasporainsurance.com/get-quote. WhatsApp +44 770 3838 304 UK and international. WhatsApp +27 659 070 419 South Africa and rest of Africa. Funeral cover for less than a cup of coffee.
At Nyota Njema, we believe that land ownership should not be a complicated, expensive, and reserved for a select few. Since our founding in 2019, we have dedicated ourselves to solving the barriers that prevent individuals, groups, and businesses from investing in real estate. Today, I present to you our solutions that are bridging the gaps and making land ownership a reality for all. Number one, we have Legacy Reward product. Many businesses are struggling to find meaningful ways to reward and retain top talent. Legacy Rewards offers companies a structured way to provide land ownership as a tangible benefit to an employee, enhancing motivation, loyalty, and a long-term financial security. Number two, Diaspora Elite. Kenyans in diaspora often face challenges of fraud and lack of trustworthy channels when investing back. Our Diaspora Elite ensures verified land ownership with legal transparency, fraud protection, virtual site visits, and a seamless online transactions. Number three, Landoa product. Many couples and families postpone land investment, missing out on opportunities for stability and future planning. Landoa makes it easy for them to secure land with relationship-friendly, flexible payment plans, setting the foundation for home ownership and financial security. Number four, Chamas. Investment groups and chamas often face difficulties accessing structured and legally sound property investment opportunities. Chamas enables them to pool resources for high-value land acquisitions with structured financing and legal support to maximize return. Number five, urgency. Many young professionals and entrepreneurs often assume that land investment is out of reach. Urgency breaks the barriers by providing affordable entry points, tech-driven solutions such as virtual tours and online transactions, and financial literacy support to build long-term wealth. We leverage on technology to make land investment simple and transparent. Our Njema mobile app provides easy access to property listing, financial documents, and investment tracking. Additionally, through the investment forums and training sessions, we equip our clients with knowledge to make informed real estate decisions. Why Njema? We are not just selling land. We are solving problems. We are unlocking the financial growth opportunities. Whether you're an individual, a business, or an investment group, we offer customized solutions that make land ownership achievable and stress-free. Join us in securing your future, building wealth, and making land ownership accessible to all with Njema Real Estate, where we light up your investment world.
Nyota Njema.